civilians, don't attack civilian objects, don't attack those who are hors de combat. In the environment, be careful about attacking stuff if it causes really bad environmental consequences. On and on and on. Attack, 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 attack. So the majority took the position that the word operations in the principle of distinction, which is the mother of all principles in LOAC, really means attacks. Okay? However, that doesn't answer our question then, because we need to know, what does an attack mean? Let's see, go back one more.
Sure.
What does attack mean? Now, the additional protocol, very helpful and very unusual because it usually doesn't define terms, took time to define the term attacks. It's in Article 49, and it tells us that it's an act of violence against the enemy, whether in offense or defense. So if I'm doing anything violent against you, I have attacked you. Now, this was, for the group, rather problematic because of the word violence. Because cyber attacks are themselves not violent. You know, if I'm attacking a warship, I attack it with a missile, it's violent. When it explodes, it's violent. So we had to dig into the negotiating history of the protocol and the commentary and so forth and ask, what did they really mean? What was the object and purpose of this rule? And what we discovered is they really weren't talking about the act itself being violence, but rather the consequences being violent. And the example is there are repeated references, and everyone agrees, that a radiological or a biological or a chemical operation is an attack. Okay? Everyone agrees with that. So if that's the case, we concluded that attacks, as a matter of law, must mean an operation that had violent consequences. The prohibition then is on attacking civilians. The prohibition is on attacking civilian objects, not on simply targeting them. Okay, here's the approach we took. A cyber attack is a cyber operation, whether offensive or defensive, which is reasonably expected. And again, we adopted this formula because to us, that was the violence. Those are the violent consequences that the body of law was talking about. Now, some of you should be troubled by this. I mean, this is a pretty high standard. Remember what we're talking about. We're at war now. We're at war. We're not talking about state v. state, Chinese getting hackers. We're not talking about this stuff. We're at war and we're attacking the enemy. And I've just said, well, if you attack the enemy civilian population with cyber or their infrastructure, then that's okay as long as you don't cause physical damage or injury. We really struggle with this because we said, really? Is that really the rule? And it went on. I mean, literally, this was a debate that took a couple of years. And then someone, I forget who it was, I think it might have been Ken Walker,